September 26, 2009. Brooklyn, New York. Surveillance cameras record a scene that looks, by all accounts, completely mundane. Two men walking through a quiet neighborhood. On the left, Richard Murphy, wearing shorts. Beside him, Michael Zottoli, in jeans. Look closely at their pace. There is no rush. No visible tension. No glances over their shoulders. It is just an ordinary moment, on an ordinary street. But this footage was never meant to be ordinary. Investigators would later reveal that these calm steps were part of something much deeper. A violent criminal network that had been operating in the shadows for years. This simple video became a crucial piece of a massive FBI investigation, a puzzle of wiretaps, classified documents, and brutal acts that left permanent scars across the city. What makes this footage truly disturbing isn't what you see, it's what you don't. It's the weight of the crimes they carried while looking like any other neighbor out for a stroll. Two men. A quiet street. And a chilling reminder that some of the darkest stories hide in plain sight long before the truth is finally revealed. On June 26, 2010, inside a quiet coffee shop in New York City, surveillance cameras captured a brief and seemingly harmless meeting. A woman sits at a table. A man approaches. A few words are exchanged. Nothing appears out of place. The woman is Anna Chapman. To the people around her, she was just another customer enjoying her coffee. But to federal investigators, this moment was far from ordinary. The man across from her wasn't a friend. He was an undercover agent. This footage became part of a massive FBI investigation into a hidden network of foreign operatives living undetected inside the United States. Conversations that looked casual were carefully coded. Simple gestures carried secret meanings. What makes this video unsettling isn't the meeting itself. It's the realization that espionage wasn't happening in dark alleys. It was happening in public, in daylight, surrounded by people who had no idea what was unfolding right beside them. Sometimes, the most dangerous operations hide behind the most normal moments. In this surveillance footage, recorded inside a 7-Eleven in Sanford, Florida, a teenager calmly walks through the aisles late at night. The date is February 26, 2012. The young man is Trayvon Martin. He selects a bag of Skittles and an Arizona watermelon drink, pays at the counter, and leaves the store. Nothing about this moment feels unusual. No argument. No sense of danger. Just an ordinary purchase on an ordinary night. What makes this footage disturbing is what comes next. Minutes after these images were captured, Trayvon Martin would be shot and killed just a short distance away. This video would later become one of the last known recordings of him alive, frozen in time, unaware of what was about to happen. Sometimes, the most haunting footage isn't violent at all. It's the quiet moments right before everything changes forever. On September 19, 2024, in St. Louis, Missouri, two men sat outside their apartment building, unaware they were being watched. Marshawn White and Marcus Price were spending time near their residence on North Kings Highway Boulevard, a place that should have been safe. But surveillance footage would later reveal a chilling detail. For more than an hour, two unknown individuals observed them from a distance. Waiting. Watching. Studying their movements. Then, without warning, the suspects ran toward the victims and opened fire. The attack was fast, ruthless, and deliberate. Both men were shot and killed before help could arrive. The suspects fled the scene in a dark-colored SUV, disappearing into the city within moments. Now, the FBI's St. Louis field office is asking for the public's help. A reward of up to $10,000 is being offered for information leading to the identification and arrest of those responsible. This footage is not just evidence. It's a reminder of how quickly violence can strike, and how some killers remain hidden, moving silently through the streets, still unknown. Just after midnight, on August 5, 2025, surveillance cameras captured a disturbing act unfolding in Clayton, Missouri. A lone figure appears in the darkness. Their face hidden. Their movements calm, but deliberate. According to investigators, this unknown individual targeted the area in what would later be classified as a hate crime. The footage shows the suspect approaching parked vehicles, then setting two of them on fire. Flames quickly spread, lighting up the street and breaking the silence of the night. But the attack didn't stop there. Moments later, the suspect is seen spray painting graffiti directly in the middle of the road, leaving behind a message meant to intimidate and spread fear. Federal authorities believe this was not a random act of vandalism. The FBI's St. Louis field office, working alongside the Clayton Police Department, is now asking for the public's help. A reward of up to $15,000 is being offered for information leading to the identification and arrest of the suspect. This footage captures more than a crime. It captures a moment where hatred stepped out of the shadows and disappeared back into the night, with the person responsible still unknown. In the early hours of the morning, a home surveillance camera captured a sudden eruption of violence in Hilliard. The quiet street on Drive Moore Road looked completely normal. No movement. No warning. Then, without notice, gunfire shattered the silence. The camera records the chaos as shots ring out, sending shock through the neighborhood. According to police, one man was taken into custody at the scene. But the person responsible for the shooting itself didn't stay. Investigators say the gunman fled before officers arrived, disappearing into the surrounding area. What makes this footage disturbing isn't just the sound of gunfire. It's how quickly an ordinary moment turned into a crime scene. Now, Hilliard police are searching for answers, reviewing the footage frame by frame, hoping it will lead them to the suspect still on the run. Sometimes, the most terrifying incidents aren't planned. They're caught by chance, on a camera that never blinks. On May 16, 2025, a surveillance camera inside a parking lot in St. Louis captured something no one was meant to witness up close. There is no cameraman. No human behind the lens. Just an automated CCTV system, silently recording as the sky begins to change. At first, the footage looks ordinary. Parked cars. Empty pavement. A calm moment before everything shifts. Then the wind intensifies. The light changes. And within seconds, the storm transforms into something far more dangerous. The tornado moves through the area with overwhelming force, tearing across the landscape just beyond the camera's view. Debris flies. The environment shakes. And the footage becomes a reminder of how powerless technology and people can be in the face of nature. This video wasn't filmed for a documentary. It wasn't staged. It was captured by a machine that never stopped recording, even as destruction passed through the city. Sometimes, the most terrifying footage isn't about what attacks us. It's about what arrives without warning, and leaves nothing the same. Shortly after midnight, on February 1, 2013, a surveillance camera inside the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles recorded what would become one of the most disturbing videos in internet history. The footage shows a young woman stepping into an elevator. Her name is Elisa Lam. At first, her behavior seems strange, but harmless. She presses several buttons, steps in and out of the elevator, pauses, as if she's listening to something no one else can hear. The elevator doors refuse to close. Elisa leans out into the hallway, looking left, then right. She gestures with her hands, moving them in an unusual way, as if she's interacting with someone or something just outside the camera's view. No one else ever appears. Her movements become increasingly erratic. She hides in the corner of the elevator, then suddenly steps back out again, vanishing down the hallway for the final time. These moments are the last confirmed images of Elisa Lam alive. Days later, her disappearance would trigger a massive search. Hotel guests reported strange behavior, including discolored water coming from the taps. What authorities eventually discovered shocked the world. Elisa's body was found inside a water tank on the hotel's rooftop, a location that was locked and extremely difficult to access. To this day, questions remain unanswered. How did she get there? Why was she behaving the way she was? And what caused the elevator to malfunction during those final moments? Officials ruled the case an accidental death. But for many, this footage feels like something else entirely. A silent record of fear, confusion, and a mystery that may never truly be explained. Sometimes, the most terrifying evidence isn't what we find later. It's what the camera captures while no one is watching.